So implementing a CMS solution is not for the faint of heart. I mean, it's a big endeavor for anyone, and I think that there are some hot buttons that we need to be aware of and probably stay away from. Some of the challenges that may bring. One is overcomplexity. I think there are some CMS solutions out there that are very complex and they're very resource intensive and they require a lot of management. I think that where we are in the state of our industry in the market and where CMS plays, I think that front end solution doesn't have to be as complex as we make it. The second one is, are we able to find a CMS that decouples content from that front end solution? I think that it's important from a digital experience standpoint to be able to establish a true content management system, meaning a CMS that's able to deploy content to many different destinations, the front web being one of them. And so I think it's important to identify, are you honed in on a CMS that is a web and responsive web only, or are you looking at a CMS that will provide you extensibility to deploy your content to native mobile, to web applications, to e-commerce, and even outside of your own domain? I think it is important for marketers to have a phased-in approach when they're dealing with technology and solutioning. They come across a problem every day, and their first inclination is, how do I solve this problem? I think it's broader than that, because I think, technology serves its purpose, and technology is a fantastic vehicle, but I think technology without a sound strategy is fallible. So I think it's real important, especially within digital experience, to establish first a buy-in from the entire company. Forrester and Gartner both agree that having the company buy-in, that this new customer is different, expectations have changed, we need to go to market differently than we have in the past, and we need to fund that, we need to resource that with different skills, resources, and technology. We get that agreement from an organizational structure, and then we start developing that strategy on top of that structure. And so now we get into how are we going to, or what is our goal for digital experience? How are our customers going to engage with us on a digital level? And so we write out or map out that strategy. Next comes governance. We need to be able to have change management, risk mitigation, different processes involved when things come up. I mean, the market is so volatile, customers are evolve so quickly, and their demands change all the time. How are we managing those changes according to the strategy, right? So I think we need to have the governance in there, and then we develop a very agile process, that allows us to pivot quickly, that allows us to get involved, quickly with engagement cycles. I was over at one of our events earlier this year, and I heard Facebook talking about the fact that they are constantly in an agile technology development cycle. They're always pushing out technology, measuring it, and coming back and looking on what they've learned, redeveloping and pushing it out again. This cycle doesn't stop with code. I think this cycle needs to be incorporated in marketing as well. We need to push content out. We need to push vision out. We need to push strategy out and find out what happens. Receive that information, that customer data, pivot, and move forward, and use that as a repetitive cycle. I think once you have those 4 competencies down and established, then you bring in technology. I think that provides a very sound foundation for technology to be built on top of, and that gives you the entire cross-departmental buy-in that this is the route that we need to go as a company, not just as here's another marketing effort or marketing the theory that we want to go test. This is a company-wide engagement model that we need to attest to.